What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Here we are with another reaction. In this we have Dutch know the secret to life. America refuses to learn. America, shame on us. If they got secrets that can help benefit us, why would we not learn them and adapt and adopt them? Before we dive in, if you guys happen to enjoy, if I sound quiet, my 9-month-old has been absolutely sick, and this is his first time getting a bad fever, so send prayers our way, but he's asleep right now, and I just want to let him nap it out as much as he can. Yeah, we're going to dive in the video. Before we do, don't forget to smash that subscribe button, give the video a thumbs up. Also, if you'd like to support the channel further, all you got to do is hit that join button, become a member, get your exclusive benefits. So what we got, Sky?
So now here in the Netherlands, I strongly believe that the Dutch know the secret to life. People ain't over here working 3 jobs to survive, and emergencies are actually okay and won't drive you bankrupt. So what is it? What do they know that I don't know? And I mean, seriously, what the heck is going on here?
I know that as a community, if we all help each other, we're going to all be better off in the end. In the U.S., we think, I'm going to take care of mine, you take care of yours, and as long as mine are taken care of, I'm not worried about nothing else. Whereas I feel like in the Netherlands, it's like community, like, is everybody okay? Like, what's best for everybody? It may not be beneficial for you personally, but what's best for everybody? Where in the U.S. is what's best for the rich. If it don't benefit the rich, they not with it.
And look, it is completely true, man. You know how I know it's true? Because out of all the comments and complaints I get on a daily basis, not one person has ever been like, you know what? I gotta get over to America. And now in the past, I have mentioned how when I call back and I talk to some of my friends back in the States, or when people come and visit, people think that me and my wife are like rich. And listen, I'm gonna go ahead and be the first one to tell you, look, we ain't balling like that. Me and my wife first moved here about 4.5 years ago, and we moved here without jobs and with an almost 2-year-old. And since we moved here without jobs, meaning a job did not transfer us over here, we came here unemployed. That means that we pay all our taxes. We don't get the benefits of a job moving us. And now also something to keep in mind is that I took a huge pay cut when we moved here. When we were living back in LA, I was actually doing pretty okay. I was making way more than I was making here, as well as same with my wife. She was also making a lot more. And also too, we actually were really good with our money back in LA. We saved a lot of money because we were looking to buy a house, as well as we just never were the types to just buy a bunch of random stuff. And yeah, we were actually really good with our money. And now I bring all of this up because of the topic at hand that I wanted to talk about today, because a few weeks back, I made a video talking about what Americans spend their money on and how it's just not sustainable. Basically, everything that people needed was getting more and more expensive to the point where it's just unaffordable.
Yeah.
All the stuff that you didn't need that you wanted was cheap and affordable, versus all the things that you needed was almost unattainable. And man, after saying this,
and I mean, like, it's like, yeah, that's basically just supply and demand, right? I basically just explain supply and demand, right? If you needed it, right, there's demand for it. It's a necessity. So in the U.S., which is a money-hungry machine, they are going to absolutely capitalize on that and charge a ridiculous amount. But for stuff that is not a necessity that people maybe don't need like they want, yeah, it's going to be cheap because like we can't depend on you paying this price consistently. But those necessities, oh yeah, well, you ain't got a choice. You got it. They're a necessity. You have to have them.
one of the things that was commented most in that video was how the housing prices here are ridiculous. There's like a huge housing crisis here. And this is true in the Netherlands as well as in America. Pretty much all countries have some kind of housing crisis at the moment with their major cities. It's just a fact. It's across the board. So whoever commented all these, they were not wrong. And now I do want to make this clear that I'm not saying that people don't have problems here and everything's just hunky-dory. I am not saying that. People do struggle here. Things have gone up here. But the difference is, at the end of the day, the systems here work a lot better for the people, while in the States, it's just not the case. And now, if I haven't said this already, but I know the Netherlands is not perfect. Europe is not perfect. But like I said, I do strongly believe that they understand the secret to life. You have a problem with that? Look, pull up, GPS me, because I'm about to explain it right now. And honestly, just tell you what's happening. So to make it plain and simple, let's just say you have a table, like a table that sits in your living room. Because I'm feeling dangerous, let's just say this table has 6 legs. One of the legs is housing, another is health insurance, another is education, another is food, like groceries, and then for the last one, let's just go ahead and throw in childcare. With the way things are currently, a lot of people have to work. There's usually no stay-at-home parent anymore. I'ma just go ahead and super say it. A lot of people are working, and
Yeah, it's like thankfully my wife has been able to be a stay-at-home mom. Our son is 9 months old, but it's like each month you kind of worry a little bit. Like with me, I worry, look, how's money looking this month? Is this sustainable? Can we? So I'm going over the numbers, and it's just it's a struggle. Just in this time, even if you have 2 working parents these days, like it's just a struggle. Like prices are expensive, ridiculous. Like, and they're just throwing stuff on. Like, I promise you, when I first got down here and I was paying my electricity bill, it was just the energy charge, bro. I was looking at the bill. Then one month I see energy charge, system support fee. Don't know where the system support fee came from. And then last month I saw energy charge, system support fee, and there was another tax or fee in there for something that was new. And I'm just like, they're just tagging stuff on at this point. So when things like that happen, it's like, dude, even when you feel like when you have a bigger month, it just feels like there's more things that come up that take away. I don't know, I'm going on a rant. Sky, you go.
a lot of people are working multiple jobs. But anyway, I was talking with a friend recently, a really good friend of mine, and she's married to my best friend, a guy that I grew up with. And I have mentioned this guy a few times on the channel only because recently he recently had a stroke. And it's really sad because this dude is my
Prayers up for whoever that is, for sure. Sending prayers their way, man. Can't even imagine.
age. I met him when I left Chicago and moved to Atlanta. He was part of my whole reset on life that I had when I moved to Atlanta. And legit, we have been friends ever since. Like, I've known this guy and his family for maybe 25 years. And again, we're the same age. So really keep that in mind and hear that, because it just makes it all more understandable. We're the exact same age. But yeah, I do check in on his wife to see how he's doing, to see how she's doing, because they also have a daughter. And also my wife also always asks me about them to see how they're doing. So we're constantly checking in, texting, as well as phone calls. And I'm gonna have to sadly say that it is just not going that well for them. I mean, after the stroke, everything has just been tumbling down. I mean, it's already bad enough that he can't work, so they lost their whole entire income. They also lost health insurance, life insurance, and anything that had to do with him and his job. And since he had a stroke, he is able to get disability, but it's gonna take like 2 years. 2 years to get disability, which is crazy because by the time they actually get disability, they may not have nothing left.
2 years? That's an absolutely bonkers, ridiculous system. I didn't know it took that long. That is insane. 2 years. How do you expect him to leave? He can't work anymore. He had a very high paying job. You expect him to just live? That's completely bonkers. But yeah, like those situations when you hear about them, it's just awful, bro. And that lets you like, we don't have a safety net here, bro. Whereas in the Netherlands, I think like y'all got a safety net to be able to like take off for like burnout or even if the job lets you go or you leave, right? You got time to find another one. I think, especially if you get let go, or in a sense, you can file for something and get like a certain percentage of your pay, right? Until you find the next thing. I'm not sure. Let's go back.
I didn't even mention some of the bills that have come in, some healthcare bills that came in.
Mm,
Even though they had insurance, they
mm,
still had extra bills
mm.
to pay because of the stroke that she cannot afford. And it's not even like she's not working. She has 2 jobs and she's trying her best, but it's just
Okay, I think I said he before. If I did, I completely apologize. She. Gotcha.
not enough. And these bills, especially these medical bills, are just piling up. One of these legs are clearly falling, and it's just a domino effect
Yeah.
to the bottom. And this is sad because this is not only like my best friend, and I can't really do much but like send as much money as I can when I can. But it's not just sad because of that. It's sad because it really highlights that the things that you need
Yeah.
are just unaffordable. And this happens all the time.
Mm-hmm.
This is how in America, in the States, you could have some kind of emergency and end up going bankrupt. And if not
Yeah.
bankrupt, set back by years. And every
And
time
I
I make
know there's like so many people here who work 2 jobs, right? Who work nonstop. But like I'm just saying, she's probably stressed out, burnt out, having worked 2 jobs, and you're not getting ahead, bro. You're working 2 jobs and you're just surviving. Like, think about how long can you put up with just surviving, working yourself to the bone, to death, just to survive, not to go on a fancy trip, not to go on this vacation, not to have an elaborate Christmas, just to have the bills paid, just to be able to get a roof over your head, food on the table, and clothes on your back. That's just like, that's deflating. That's deflating.
video like this, I do get hit with a lot of comments about how things are getting pretty bad here and how housing is unaffordable. And that is fair. But something else that's fair is that not one person has ever said that they would trade places with me or even my friend who had stroke. Not
Yeah.
one person. Like, I mean, let me know. Would you trade places with me after I ruptured my Achilles tendon and then got sent like close to a $15,000 bill on top of still paying my monthly insurance of $450 and then also paying another $700 on top of that just for physical therapy per week? Would anybody trade with me? Like, come on, let's be real. Would anybody trade with me? And I was doing good.
I wouldn't trade with you for nothing, bro. 700 a week for rehab. 15.
With money, I was good. I was good with money. Which is why when I talk to friends and family back in the States, a lot of people
That's why
think me and my
that's why my dad like literally tells me to save all the time. And that's how I grew up watching him like literally save like and just not give out money freely. But he's like, it's not if something happens, it's when something happens. You want to have the finances to be able to take care of that. Now something like that, bro, 15,000. I ain't got it. Payment plans, all that. But yeah, something's gonna. It's life, bro. Something gonna come up. So you better have something in the bank for when it does, if you can.
wife are rich. Like, we're just doing it up. And they're completely forgetting the fact that I'm making a lot less. Like, I took a huge pay cut. And like, look, this is gonna sound crazy, but it's like we like teleported in the future after all the hard work, after the 30, 40 plus years of all the hard work you're supposed to put in America. We just skipped all of that and we're just enjoying our life. And now, are things
I love
perfect?
that.
No. Do we still work? Yes. But we're living in the eyes of everybody else, and even in my eyes, we're doing really well. And matter of fact, we're living it up. This whole thing that we're talking about actually reminds me of a story. It's the story of a Mexican fisherman and an American banker. And now, while I tell this story, I want you to keep in the back of your mind who you are, the fisherman or the banker, or maybe in between. See, this American banker went to Mexico because he needed a vacation. He stayed in this small village where he saw this boat pull up. And it wasn't a fancy boat by any means. It was just a small boat with one fisherman in there, and he had a ton of just amazing high quality fish that he had just caught all by himself and sells the fish to make a living. So then the American banker pulls up on this fisherman because he was just amazed at how many fish of high quality that this one guy caught by himself. He then asked the fisherman, how long did it take you to catch all of these fish? And the fisherman, cool, chill, with the sauce, responds like, it only took me a little while. So then the American banker asks, so what do you do with all the rest of your time? So then the fisherman replied, dripping sauce, right? Oh, I sleep in, I fish a little, I play with my kids, hang out with my wife, we go into the village, we have drinks with some friends, and we also play the guitar. So then the American banker was like, oh, so look, you sitting on a gold mine. Look, I could help you expand this. I'm an Ivy League MBA. I got you. You can use more time fishing, buy a bigger boat with the extra money, then use that bigger boat to make more money, then expand and hire more boats and sell directly to the processor, no middle. You'll be able to control everything, including distribution. You'll need to leave this small village, go to somewhere like Mexico City, and this way you can build and run the business. So then the fisherman asks, like, with sauce, like, well, how long is that gonna take? The American banker's then like, oh, it's only like 15 to 20 years, and you'll have millions. And now dripping too much sauce, the fisherman then asks, then what? What's after that? And the American banker then says, you can then retire, move to a small village, sleep in, fish a little bit, hang out with your kids, spend more time with your wife, go to the village in the evening, see more friends and family, and play the guitar. Come on, man. Now, come on. Tell me that story don't give you chills. That story is boss. And
that's a really, really good story, to be honest. Like that, and I know, like, I've been most of my life. I've been the banker, just always trying to figure out how to create different sources of revenue. How can I make the most money possible? Like, what's the secret? And I think very, very recently, I'm starting to become more and more like the fisherman. Like, I have my child, I have my wife. Like, I look around, we have a house. We don't own it, but we rent it. But we have a house. We got a car. We got everything that we need. Like, we have everything that we need. And I just looked around sitting on the couch, and I was just like, I'm happy. Like, I love this life, and I feel so blessed to not only have my wife and child, but to have a house to where my child can have his. And if anyone don't have this, I'm not trying to like disrespect anyone or trying to brag in any way. I'm just saying I felt the wave of like contentness pass over, like, and where most of my life I've always just wanted more. I never thought that I would have enough. And in a sense, there's still a little bit of me like that. And I think I'll always want more because I feel like that's just human nature. When I run out of stuff to chase, like, I don't know. I don't know if I'll just be satisfied because I'm only 30. Like, I don't know if I'll be satisfied just like with no goals, with nothing to pursue. And so, yeah, I don't know. I feel like a part of me always want more, but now I feel much more content and blessed in what I do have. And I'm thankful for what I do have, but I always have that ambition to go for more. But not at the expense of family time or more stress or nothing like that. You feel me? Because I feel that fisherman. That fisherman was completely right in how he was living.
That story, y'all get what I'm saying, right? I mean, literally, just ask yourself, which one are you? Are you the American banker or are you the fisherman? And now, quick side note, before I forget, go ahead and get down on that cookie. Go ahead.
Oh, that is a good one.
And now look, for me, I'm gonna be honest, I'm kind of in the middle. And that's mainly because I know what it's like to be poor, and I did my nickel, I ain't going back. But this is what I mean. This is what I mean by the secret of life. It seems like people here understand the secret of life, especially considering the systems are in place so that you can pursue the secret of life, which is having some time for yourself. And if you want to get a couple of things along the way, cool, but that's not what life is about. The life is not about the stuff. And with that, I also do want to be clear that I'm not saying that people shouldn't work. I'm not saying that at all. I love my job, I'll be honest. I love my job, and I love making videos too, to be honest. So I don't want nobody pulling up saying, look, that I'm being a hater. Y'all already know Harlem will never let me be a hater. Pull up if you want to smoke. No, but seriously though, it's mostly about what will happen when all the hard work is not paying off, to the point where you need 2 jobs, to the point where even with 2 jobs, even with a decent income, something happens and it sets you back. And the reason I say this is because people in America work hard. Americans work extremely hard. And I'm being dead serious. That's just a fact. A lot of Americans are not lazy. I know that's like everyone's default, but Americans are not lazy. Just like my best friend that I grew up with, known over 25 years, he was not a lazy dude. His wife is not a lazy person. And they actually weren't that bad with money either. But still, one bad emergency knocks the whole table down. And with them about to lose the car, she might lose her job next, because how's she gonna get to work? You need a car to get to work. And now listen, I do have to say that I know that Americans have a spending problem. Everybody know this. But you know it's bad when normal people, the people that are doing everything right, normal Americans, are catching strays and being bankrupted just because of a medical emergency. And look, to be honest, I love America, okay? I'm gonna be real. I'm keeping it 1,000. I do love it. Look, I even love Chicago. And I still really like Georgia, and I really love living in LA. Love these places. But I can also say that something is terribly wrong when you have people and families living in cars and living in storage units. Something's not right. And this is all while having jobs, multiple jobs. Something isn't right. And yeah, that's how I can honestly say that the Netherlands, the Dutch, and a lot of Europe in general, they know the secret to life. They got the secret sauce. With that said, go ahead and check out this video right here, because YouTube thinks you might like it. Go ahead. Go ahead. Check it out. Wow, it's so windy. And it turned out to be nice today too. Wow.
That was a great video again from Sky. I love his channel. I love his content. Y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to that man. I'm putting his channel link, and this video link in the description. So go subscribe to him and subscribe to your boy while you're at it. But I do just agree, like, life is for living, and I understand a lot of people in the US, like, literally you do have to waste all your time working, and that's just to survive. It's not even like, like I'm gonna grind all my 20s so I can live good in my 30s. No, now it's like, just to survive, you're having to work that hard just to come up with the money to pay your bills, and um, it's definitely tough, and there are definitely notes I feel like we can take, and just understand, like, money is an important thing, but it's not everything. Like, your sanity, your health, your mental, emotional state of mind, like, all of that needs to be looked out for and taken care of as well. And a lot of us don't have the time to do that because we're too busy working, trying to survive. And then we end up getting sick. And then we end up getting super stressed out because now we got to work harder to pay these unaffordable hospital bills. And it's just a cycle. It's a cycle that us at the bottom, we get stuck in. And it's not even like people are making the decision to be in that cycle, but it's like, that's how hard it is to survive now. So y'all let me know what y'all think about that. That was a great video. If you enjoyed, don't forget to subscribe, give it a thumbs up, check out the next.